time ago, nature found a way to preserve DNA. Around 40 million years later, some engineers built a car as never before. A car with a strong DNA that lives on from generation to generation. The new G-Class, stronger than time.
Mood-changing technology at the touch of one button.
Let it be your night. Wait a minute. permanent that you're so high. Yeah, better than that. Have a good life that you will never forget. And it feels so fine. I like your style. The time is right. The flag it in another one up.
When we started out to build a Demon, we didn't start out to compete with anyone else in the industry. We started out working from our background and being the best version of what we could be, because we are completely different. We are not trying to be a sports car. We are not trying to be a pony car. We're trying to be a street strip muscle car, and there's no one else in that space. We decided very early on in the project that the key to success on this car was going to be the last tenth. And I don't mean the 10th of a second in the quarter mile. I mean that last 10th of effort that was going to push you beyond an interesting stat into a stat that had never been done before. I mean, you start at the top of the list, drag radials. No one's ever put drag radials on a car. They've been available in the marketplace, but they've never been put on a production car. That's a first that we're very proud of. Transmission. No one has ever put a trans brake in a production car. No one has used the air conditioning system to cool the intercoolers. The Demon engine is all new. It's not a tuned up version of our Hellcat engine. The only part that carries over is the cylinder head. We deck honed the block, which is something you see on high-end race car engines. New crankshaft, new connecting rods, new pistons, new camshaft, all new valve train, and a new larger 2.7 liter supercharger. So all of those things that make it a dedicated drag car, all of those things that make it awesome on the strip, you can completely modify. You can make this car as comfortable or as crazy as you want it to be. The two most common questions I get on Demon: number one, why'd you build a car like this? And the second question after that, how much horsepower does it have? And I always tell everybody, I'll tell you the horsepower, it's amazing, but I want to explain to you the full performance package and everything that horsepower enables. I'm going to walk you through a virtual run of what it's like to drive a Demon. You strap yourself into a 4-point harness, take your red key, fire up the most powerful V8 production engine ever put in a car. Put your car into drag mode. Once you go into drag mode, your suspension is already pre-calibrated for maximum lift off the starting line. Activate your line lock. Start spinning your drag radials. Get them hot and sticky, over 200 degrees. You literally have dripping rubber off of your tires. You creep to the starting line. Adrenaline is flowing. You're pre-stage, you're 7 inches away from launching this car. Trans brake, check. Torque reserve, check. Yellow, 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 green, launch. You leave the starting line at 1.8 Gs, harder than any car has ever accelerated off the starting line. That force puts a ton of weight on the rear end of this car, forcing the front end up in the air. It pulls a wheelie. First gear, second gear, 0 to 30 in 1 second. Third gear, you're now at 60 miles an hour in 2.3 seconds. Fourth gear, 5.1 seconds, you're doing 100 miles an hour. Now things are starting to settle in. You're really getting into this time warp and things are happening so fast. You're getting close to the end of the track. You're now doing 140 miles an hour as you cross the finish line in 9.65 seconds. You have just driven this production car faster than any production car has ever finished the quarter mile. So fast, in fact, that after the NHRA certified that time, they banned it from competition. And it took 840 horsepower and 770 pound-feet of torque to do that. Being banned from the NHRA with this car at first sounds like a negative, but reality is it's really huge street credibility for this car. Even the National Hot Rod Association says you've pushed too far. You've done too much. You've broken a record that's not supposed to be broken in a production car. To me, that letter's a badge of honor.
Wraith.
The present is constantly at the forefront of our minds because we're thinking about the future, because we've always pioneered the vehicle technologies of tomorrow, and because we keep reinventing ourselves by going back to the beginning every time, starting from scratch with a blank sheet of paper and an idea. The 918 Spider. This is the lightest V8 we've ever made in series production, inspired by motorsport, but redesigned from the ground up. With a 4.6-liter displacement, 447 kilowatts and 608 horsepower, it has the highest power output per liter at 97 kilowatts or 132 horsepower of any Porsche naturally aspirated engine. The two electric motors deliver a total output of 210 kilowatts, 286 horsepower for e-boost, electric all-wheel drive, and purely electric driving. The specially designed extremely powerful battery is positioned low down in the middle of the vehicle. A high-performance hybrid brake system uses recuperation to recover energy through the two electric units, or the vehicle charge point can be connected to an external electrical supply. 3 power units, system performance of 652 kilowatts, 887 horsepower, and dispatching 0 to 100 in 2.8 seconds. The top speed, 343 kilometers per hour. Maximum torque, 1,280 Newton meters. Combined fuel consumption, 3.3 to 3.0 liters per 100 kilometers. 4 different modes plus a hot lap function control the way the electric motors and V8 engine interact. E-Power mode is ideal for driving the 918 Spider on electric power only. The combustion engine is used solely when needed. In hybrid mode, the electric motors and combustion engine work alternately with a focus on optimizing fuel consumption. In sport hybrid mode, the combustion engine operates continuously with the electric motors providing support in the form of electric boosting. In race hybrid mode, the boost performance of the electric motors is further increased. The hot lap configuration unleashes maximum performance. Gears are changed like in motorsport, taking down to 50 milliseconds with a 7-speed Porsche Doppelkupplung transmission, PDK. Top pipes appear for the first time in a production vehicle, enabling the engine to breathe more freely for more power output and torque, along with a distinctive sound that is stoked with emotion.